Adnan, Chetan, Jigar, Jiku, Ajit, Samad, Jarat, Anu, Akil, Mohammed Faisal, Prakash, Mohsin, Mufi, Priti, Priya, Ajit, Tushar, Ubaid, Jiku, Sir Wasim, Sir Irfan, Sayyid, Vishnu, Kam, Mohammed, Vandana, Vel Kumar, Ali Raza, Edwin, Chandra, Mohammed, Imran, Sir Arfat, Deepak, Adnan, Ajay, Batul, Ibrahim, Murli, Rizwan, Sachin, Sujit, Complex, Riya, Sayyid, Faisal, Harun, Khan, Vinay, Javed, Sanger, Farid, Pradeep, Prem, Abhishek, Amer. Well, congratulations, Muhammad, Sai, Parita, Nabil, Chitra, Talaj, Harsh, congratulations, Manish, Amar, Aderu, Palisa, Aslam, Atif, Grace, Greg, Matt, Sachin, Kamal, Bashkar, Rohit, Patis, Vikshit, Riaz, Saurav, Siddhartha, Nadir, Tarek, Venkat, तो हरी प्रसिम से मंसूर रेहाना विजय विशाल अर्जुन असद इलियास खान कांग्रेचुलेशन एंथनी अरविंद हसान जी वसीम मंगेश राज अकबर परना संकल्प विशेष ईश्वरी अफजाल विवेक हसीब हामिद लीश पल्लवी अनम फैसल बुरहान हुसैन मतीन पांडे सैयद खलील मुनीफ हसन गुप्ता आशा अजय इकेन पूजा तलहा विजय अमजद जॉफी हसन सुजित अमित बीबी राजू पवन उमर मान वेंकटेश अहमद गुप्ता शीश मैरी शॉन जमाल तुलसीदास अनान मोहसिन नदीम अली इसाम कवैस अजीम मंसूर शकील केरिया हसन रियाज हुसैन प्रदीप मीना आसमा दुर्गा शरीफ अली अल बलूच कांग्रेचुलेशन माय फ्रेंड सलमान सुबता हसन मोहसिन मनीक क्रिस्टोफर जंगीर हमास मोहम्मद शफीक नवीन दरिक्सा फियाज प्रशांत इलियास धमवीर नीजू अब्राहम श्रीनिवास सुंदेला नबील अहमद नवीद बिलाल बिदरा अली शाजी उबैद बाबर कौडी रिजवास इमरान विवेक राजीव राव इश्ताक फैजान रहील निसार उमर आज संदीप शराज तीनों उसामा कोमल शिवानी सलमान सदा आनंद दिलवम अजय साबिर उजैर सुरिंदर प्रदीप अमीर मोहित वकास निधि उमर उस्मान संदीप अमित अबू ताहिर नवीन अर्शद मोहम्मद विवेक या फुरकान गजेंद्रा नागराज नसीम सागर मोहम्मद जायना हुसैन रश्मि नेहा फैसल अली अली अल अजमी हमाद नुमान आलम विजय सरनाया सवाना मोहम्मद जक्का जाकिर कांग्रेचुलेशन सादिमा सहर अजेब समीर इफ्ती तलाल हमाद उमर उस्मान मलिक अजेब वकास प्रिया रफी सायरा सरस्वती सौरभ सशवानी फैवज श्रीकांत प्राण जानदार डुओ फ्रांसिस अब्दुल मोहम्मद उमर अभिषेक अभिलाष अबरार फरहान लता निधि इब्राहिम विनोद फैसल अमीर इनाम अब्दुल अजीज इकेन अकमल असान बासिल गारिमा कैवन पद्मा साजिद वलीद चेताली अनामिका जरना सुदीप नवीन मोजदेव नवीद कांग्रेचुलेशन आतिफ चक्रा हसन नदीम आबिद पटेल आदिति सुभाषेश कुरेश उमर रफीउल गुलाम शाम बाबू दीपक कैरोलिन लिनविन शीतल एल्विन उनिंद्रा प्रशांत अब्रार अली खान राम विद्या तलहा बासाद राशिद माधवन गुरजीत ऋषु दत्ता सबान अजीम मंगेश मुदस्सिर प्रदीप सिद्रा अली मैन कांग्रेचुलेशन सुहेल अमूल तहसीन नबील आतिफ जिया नित्या शाह मोहम्मद शकील उमर अहमद मिस्टर अवध Shruti, Salman, Khalid John, Sayyid Satyasnaik, Wasi Sayyid, Suhail, Sham Sinha, Ajit Iqbal, Vivek, and here we have my 1000 PM in less than 3 years, Muhammad Adil. Hello everyone, extremely excited to share the entire 7-step process. Today, you are going to drink from the entire hose. I'm going to give you a quick summary of entire PMP and then I'm going to explain you every single thing that you need to pass for PMP exam. Now, this, if you are watching it, maybe listening while you are driving or you are have a dog, kids, and you are listening to it, please, I would recommend go to a separate space where you can listen to this properly because this is going to be a very quick session in 35 to 45 minutes. I'm going to try to summarize every single thing that you should know about PMP and how you basically can clear PMP and multiple other things. And then, of course, I'm going to share my formula with you how basically you can clear the PMP, what are the steps into that, etc., etc. So this session is going to be very amazing. and I would highly recommend if you share it with your friends, colleague, and whatever the questions you may have throughout the session, feel free to put into that. I will be very active listening to your feedback and improving it as we move forward. So few things we will be sharing here. You see, we have more than 1500 PMPs, and one of the reason that how they become PMP, there's a process, there's a system, there's a step that every single time when we follow, it will get the same results. If you follow the same process, you will get the same result. I like to say that there's an input, there's a tools and technique, and you get the same output. For example, let's say you are a chef, or let's say your mother is a chef, and your mother shared you your recipe, and you follow that recipe step by step. You follow that recipe step by step. What do you think? What are the chances you will get the almost the same result? You put the egg in the water, you boil the water for a certain period of time at a certain temperature, and then you take it out. What are the chances that you will get your egg right? 90, 95, 98, even 100% of the chances are that your result will be what you needed. So this is something I am really amazed that people always do things on hit and trial basis. Wherever I want to share here that there's a system, there's a step that if you follow step one, step two, step three, step four, every single thing, every single thing is a sequential steps. You follow one step, then there's a next step, then there's a next step, and that's logical PMP. So that's what I want to share with you guys. That's what I want to discuss with you guys, and that's what I want to work with every single person. So let's stay with me and let's discuss that PMP. We'll go through it quickly, and then as we move forward, we will discuss how things are and what we can do into that way throughout the session. If you have any question you feel, okay, let's discuss it in this way, feel free to ping me. I'm gonna share my screen, okay, so that you guys can see that. Okay, I guess this is fine. Okay, so I'm gonna bring the whiteboard near to you that you can read it properly, you can see it how things are. So when we talk about PMP, few things we need to know. The requirements of the PMP, how the PMP works. If we talk about PMP, I will start from the basics. In order to do PMP, you need to have graduation plus 3 years of experience managing in project, and you can check the entire detail about how the experience is on PMI website. Things like that will be available for you, so you can check that thing. Okay, how much experience is needed, what is there. But with the graduation you need 3 years experience, and you need to have 35 hours training. This is the minimum PMI requirement. Once you have taken the training, then you can fill your PMP application. You fill your PMP application, and after the application you have 1 year to give the exam. You can, the exam fees for all over the world is $545, which is basically $405 fees plus $139 membership. This is basically how the PMP exam look like. This is how the PMP exam basically is. This you will pay to PMI directly. This you will directly pay to PMI. Now, if you are in India, if you are in Pakistan, if you are in Bangladesh, this training fee is actually $390. PMI has given that discount. So that is directly from PMI. Let's see how long they have it, but that discount is there. Basically, they put it there for all the people in that region so that that can help them. So $390 is for that certain areas. Now, this is a, I would say this is a right decision by PMI putting that, like since I am in Pakistan now, in US, and I know how much the dollar is different here, how much the things are. So I would say that's actually a right decision by PMI. Hmm. Okay, I'm just increasing my brightness here. So if somebody feels it's too much, just let me know. Okay, so now once we have that, once we have this thing, now comes the most important thing. How the PMP exam is structured. PMP exam has 180 questions, 180 question. Hi Tamraz, Waslam. 180 questions, and you have 230 minutes to solve them. 60 questions, then 10-minute break, 60 question and 60 question. All the PMP exam questions are situational exam question. Like, what do I mean by that? All are situational exam question. You see, you will be given a scenario. The scenario will be as a project manager, and we will solve one or two question. I'll show you demo question later in the session, that how the questions are structured. You will be given how to solve as you are a project manager, this problem has happened, what you are going to do. That's it. All the scenarios will be there. You are a project manager, this problem has happened, how you are going to deal with that patent problem. That will be your entire PMP. Problem has happened, how you are going to solve that patent problem. Now, problem can be from agile, problem can be from iterative, problem can be from incremental. It depends from area to area, but the problems will be there, and you have to solve those 180 problems. And if you can solve those 180 problems, you can get things done. That is the most important thing that I want to share with you. 180 question, 180 problem. So in 180 question, once 170 questions will be MCQs with single option, and 4 to 5 MCQs will be with multiple option, and I would say 4 to 5 MCQs, there will be drag and drop questions. Okay, you have to move from one angle to another. Drag and drop questions will be there. So this is an important thing, an important scenario to look into, that how the questions are structured for you. And now, in order to understand the situational question, how to solve the situational question, I have a formula. I would say 3 step. I like to say, if you follow those 3 steps, you can actually solve those question answers. What are the steps? And when we solve the question, we'll go into depth of that. Step number one is you need to slow down. While reading the question, although the questions are time boxed, but I want you to slow down, because when you slow down, you will be able to better understand the context of the question. So slow down. Once you slow down, you will be able to understand the context of question. Step number two. Now this is very important. Identify keywords. Each question, each question will have some keywords. Each questions will have some keywords, and I want you to identify what those keywords are. What is the purpose of this keyword? For example, if something is happening now, what does mean by that? If something is happening later on, what does mean by that? So both things need to be understood. Both things need to be worked. How those things are. Identify keywords. Slow down, identify keyword. And third, I would say, I'm going to use the red pen for that. Use elimination technique for that. What do I mean by elimination technique? You see, in your exam, you will have 4 options: A, B, C, D. And out of 4 options, I want you to first of all go and use and just put it out that this option cannot be the answer. Every single time there will be at least one option that is ridiculous. It can never be. Let's say A, B, C, D, and D is an option that you feel that can never be the answer. You eliminate that option straightforward. Then you are left with A, B, C. Go through that. Maybe C does not look like the answer. It cannot be the case. You put it out of the way. Then you go to A and B. Now, both A and B can be the right answer, and that is the beauty of PMP exam. Most of the time, you will be stuck with two right options. You may see that A can be the answer as well as B can also be the answer. Both options look like the right answer. So, what you are going to do? That you need to figure it out. That you need to work into that way. Okay, so this is one thing that I am really fond of, elimination technique, and that you will learn by practice, practice, practice. In order to solve these questions, those time box questions, you need to master this 3 step formula: slow down, keywords, elimination technique. Once you have mastered this formula, you also need to know the content. You also need to know the content of PMP, and we are going to discuss the content of PMP. Like what happens in all the five process group, what happens in initiation, planning, execution, monitoring, and control, how the sequence flow. Okay, these things happens in initiation, I agree, but what happens in planning? Okay, this thing happens in planning, but what happens in execution, monitoring, and control? Every single step you need to look into that, every single step you need to work into that, you need to go into depth of those steps. And in the next 30 minutes or so, I'm going to summarize the entire thing. So are you ready for that? Put something in the comment box. In the next 30 minutes, I'm going to give you directly the, I'm drinking from a small hole, a hose I'm going to give you. So before we move forward, what we have discussed, uh, this entire thing you need to know. You may take a screenshot of this. This is a very important information, very premium information. I'm giving it to you all guys for free. Okay. So now let's go with the entire PMP. Let's summarize what happens in the entire PMP. We have initiation, planning, execution, monitoring and control, closing. All the projects in the world, no matter what, they can use a different terminology, but all projects follow this same sequence. You have a start of the project, you plan for the project, you execute the project, you compare, and then finally you close the project. In initiation, initiation is the formal saying that the now project is start. We make project charter, sponsor make this project charter, and sponsor give you go ahead. Okay, now the project is started, go and start working into that project. The project has started, you can start working on that. It's a formal thing, it must be approved by sponsor. Project manager get the designation of the project manager in initiation. So kind of very critical, very important. What happens in initiation, project charter is made. Then second thing, we make assumption log. Now, what is assumption log basically? Assumption log is a list of assumption, the key assumptions that we are assuming at the start of the project, like what is happening, things of those nature. So every single thing is documented in assumption log. The third process is stakeholder register. Now, who is stakeholder? Stakeholder is someone who is important to project. As a general, anyone who think that the project is important for him, who perceive the project is important for him, it can impact him in one way or another, is considered as a stakeholder. So we identify the stakeholder. Once you identify the stakeholder, we basically analyze them. Analysis happen in two ways. First, categorization, upward stakeholder, downward stakeholder, inward, outward stakeholder. Then we use power interest metrics, okay, to classify the stakeholder. Those stakeholders having high power, high interest, low power, low interest, high power, no interest, low power, high interest. We categorize different stakeholders into it, and those stakeholders who have high power, high interest, we manage them closely. Those stakeholder who has low power, low interest, we put them into watch list. We basically keep them satisfied, those who have high power, low interest, and we keep them informed. So that's now we have made the stakeholder register with the name of the stakeholders, their power, their interest. Now this completes your initiation. Now your initiation is done. Okay. In the next step, we have to make project management plan. Project management plan is a combination of 18 plans. We will also make 33 documents in this area. Planning is the most important part of the project management. The reason is that if you have a good plan, if you can work into that, if you can identify the things that we are going to discuss in that, you will be better equipped to answer these questions. You will be better equipped to work into that way. So planning is very critical in this process. Planning is, I would say, the most important part of this arena, that you looked into that way, how things are happening. So planning is critical for your process. Planning is critical, how things are going to happen here. So I hope this makes sense to you. I hope this is clear to you. So now we are going to make planning. Here we discuss stakeholder topic. So the first thing is we will make stakeholder engagement plan. We are making stakeholder engagement plan. Stakeholder engagement plan is all about the strategies that are required, strategies that are required to engage the stakeholders. What are the strategies that we need to make sure that the stakeholders are rightly aligned? What are the strategies we need to make sure that our stakeholders, how we are going to engage them? This is stakeholder engagement plan. So how we are going to engage them? Stakeholder engagement plan has a tool that is basically called as stakeholder engagement matrix. This tool is the part of the stakeholder plan. Okay, it looks unaware, resistant, neutral, sportive, and leading. It basically looks at the what is the current engagement level of the stakeholder. What is the current engagement level of the stakeholder where he is? Let's say if he does not know about you, what strategies you are going to do to make him sportive? If he is resistant to you, what strategies you are going. If he is neutral, what strategy you are going to. If he is sportive, what strategy we are going to do. What is the current engagement level of the stakeholder, and what do we desire, what is needed at this stage in the project management. Current engagement level and the desired engagement level, both are critical important. All these strategies are put in the stakeholder engagement plan. Important term, progressive elaboration. All the plans in the project management are made in this way. We plan at high level, we plan at high level, and as we move forward, the plans become detailed. Okay, we know we make a plan at high level, and as we move forward, we make the plans in more depth. We go into depth of that and understand things how those things are. So we will make this plan, the stakeholder engagement plan will become the part of project management plan. As I said, we have to make 18 plan. Now we are going to make the next plan, which is communication management plan. I'm happy I put the chair here. I can easily sit there. Communication management plan. So communication management plan consists of 4 hours of communication. Right information at right time to right people to have right impact. What do I mean by that? That all 5W plus H. Who needs the information? When do they need information? Why do they even need the information? How they are going to use that information? How confidential information is? What is the purpose of the information? How we are going to do? Are we going to do push communication, pull communication, interactive communication? How we are going to do? The communication will be verbal. The communication will be how we are going to communicate. Every single thing that we need to know about the communication, how the communication will be linked, what is the purpose of the communication, will be looked into that way. So 4 hours of communication, very important, very critical for your projects. 4 hours of communication. I would say the combination of stakeholder and communication plan, this combo is the most important plan in the entire project, because in stakeholder plan you are having strategies, what strategies we are going to do to engage the stakeholder. But in communication plan we are having how to communicate with them, like understanding their culture awareness, their political awareness, what consideration we need to look into that, how we can satisfy them, how we can work with them. That information is here in the communication plan. Please understand, if the question says frequency, if the question says detailed information, if the question says things like that, every single thing will come under the communication management plan. So these are the two plans you have made. Now the next plan we will go with the team or resource management plan. So there are four type of resources, I would say. Third is resource. Four type of resources: manpower, human, machinery, money, and material. Four type of resources. We are here more dedicated towards the manpower. Guys, right now I'm moving quickly. I'm moving in a fast pace. I'm trying to summarize everything in 30 to 45 minutes. If you want to go into detail, if you want to go into depth of this thing, we are going to have our interactive live boot camp in next 5 days. My number is with you. My email is with you. You can, if it's not here, my number for you. 848-338. Same is on WhatsApp. Okay, so you can contact us, or the link is already in the description. You can go and directly enroll in the program right now. In the next 6 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm going to go into depth of that, plus so many other things that I'm going to share with you in the program will come. I'm going to share the 7 step way to do that, customized roadmap you will get in the program, daily follow-up, coaching calls, and so many other things that we will discuss later on. But for now, if you want to learn quickly, let's continue. But if you want to go into detail, do sign up for the program. The link is in the description, and I'll make sure you really become PMP. Okay, let's talk about 4 hour of communication. Four resources: manpower, machinery, money, material. So let's use stages of team, also known as Tuckman ladder, to understand this team topic. To understand, we are going to discuss the manpower. Let's say I put productivity here. Oh, I put time here, productivity here. When the team comes, when the team is new, it's the first thing, the team has just arrived. We will have forming stage. I call that forming stage. At the forming stage, the project manager need to be directive in nature. The project manager need to be directive in nature. What do I mean by directive in nature? The project manager needs to give them direction. He needs to make the team charter, which will have ground rules. Okay, these are the rules and regulation now we need to follow. These are the basic things that we need to follow. Then what is the vision of the project? The values of the project, vision, values, what we are going to follow. We need to look into that. Vision of the project is this, value of the project is this. We will follow that vision, value. What are the ground rules in the project? We will follow that. That will be a very important thing. uh, and then of course, how we are going to handle the conflict. If the conflict happen, how to take decision, everything will be mentioned in the team charter. We will also set here, basically, we do the SWOT analysis. We will do the SWOT analysis, identify strength of each team member, weaknesses of each team member, any opportunities or threat that have. Like we are actually doing TNA, training need assessment. We are trying to identify the training level where each of the team member is standing right now. If there's a skill, we hired them. What is their level? Is it the expert level, noise level? Which level of the skill the team member is right now? And according to that, I'm gonna provide them the training. According to that, I'm going to work with the team member. Okay, you are currently at here. I need you to get it there. Trying to fill the gap. I called it training need TNA. Throughout the project, project manager, and this is out. Throughout the project, project manager need to identify the training need, provide the training, coaching, mentoring, measure that, and maybe provide the certificate or retraining or things of those nature. This TN is extremely critical for your project. This helps you to identify the training needs of the team members, what each team member need, where do they stand, things of those nature. So we will do the training need assessment here, provide them the training to make sure the team is right. Another question that we may have to answer, are we going to go virtual team? Are we going to go for a hybrid team? Which type of team we actually need? We will decide it here. So now, once the forming stage sets in, the next phase will be storming. Now, storming is the most important area. Here, you have a conflict among the team member. Project manager need to act like a coach. Project manager need to act like a coach. He need to use emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence consists of 5 things: self-awareness, self-management, social skills, empathy, and of course motivation. So what I'm trying to say that he need to understand he need to use emotional intelligence to identify each team member's strength, weaknesses, what motivates them, what is the current situation, and according to that identify the level of conflict, at what level the conflict is. There are five levels of conflict. Level 1 is basically disagreement. Here team is trying to resolve the conflict. Oh sorry, level 1 is problem to solve. Here, the team is trying to solve the conflict by themselves. Project manager does not need to interfere in that. Let the team handle the conflict themselves. If they need it, maybe then we need to look into that. But let them to solve the conflict themselves. Level 2, disagreement. Now, at the disagreement stage, he needs to jump in. He needs to help the team member. He needs to, he needs to identify, okay, what is happening here? Why the team is conflicting? Is there anything that he can add value into that? Is there anything that he can work with the team members? Is there anything that he can provide value here? Level 3, contest. Level 4, crusade. Level 5, world war. Now the final level, world war, you cannot, as the name suggests, it's the world war. Now you cannot do anything, it's out of your hand. So you are like, you need to separate a team member to think, to get the things cooled down. You identify the level and then you use the conflict management techniques, which level it is and how we can do. On the bottom I'm going to put concern for others, concern for myself. Here I care for more for me, there I care more for themselves. So if I care more for me and also care for them, we are going to go for win-win situation. Here lose lose. Here I'm going to force my decision or direct. Here lose win. Win-win is problem solving, collaboration, confronting. Lose lose is avoid, withdraw. I'm not even communicating with them, I'm just avoiding the conflict. Avoid or withdraw. Here I'm doing collaboration, confronting. Here, I'm accommodating them or even smoothing the things for delay. We also have a compromise in between. In compromise, basically both parties give up something. That's actually compromising in that. So these are the conflict management strategies. It's not that we will not use avoiding. Not every conflict need to be handled. So we need to look into that, at which level the conflict is, what is the purpose of the conflict, why the conflict is there right now, and we handle that conflict accordingly. So all the conflict management strategies are there at your arsenal. We just need to look into that, which conflict management strategy suits us. So once the using emotional intelligence, using active listening, once the conflict is resolved, now we reach to a better stage. Here team understand the habits of each other. This is called norming. Here, mostly we support the team member, whatever they need to make sure they move to the ideal stage, which is performing. Here, we just delegate and finally adjourning. This is Tuckman ladder, forming, storming, norming, performing, adjourning. You identify the team requirements, you provide that training, you measure the outcome. You look into that, do you need virtual team or you need physical team? And depending upon that, you need virtual or physical, you worked into that way. That's the entire team topic for you. Very important, you need to know that what are the challenges virtual team will have, and anytime if you virtual team is there, you always want to co-locate them. We want to have a self-organizing team, which we'll discuss more in agile. We want to work to make sure those teams are right. So far we have discussed stakeholder communication team, and now we are going to discuss agile. Is there anything that is still confusing to anybody? I will be more than happy to answer whatever the questions you may have as of now. This is a very important thing that you understand these three topics. So we have made resource management plan, and resource management plan is actually very critical to your exam. Resource management plan is actually very critical to your exam. Now we go to the agile part. Okay, just for your, if you need my number, for 83380541. Okay. So now we go to the agile part. First of all, we need to look into that. Do we need agile? For that, there are two things that I need to do. First, is my scope or requirement fixed or variable? Do I want delivery in one go or do I want delivery in multiple go? We will look into that, whether delivery is in one go or the delivery is multiple way. If your scope is fixed and you want single delivery, we will use predictive lifecycle. If your scope is fixed but you want multiple delivery, we will use incremental lifecycle. If your scope can change but you want single delivery, we will use iterative lifecycle. But if everything change, we will go with the agile lifecycle. This is important to know why to use agile and when to use the agile lifecycle. Agile is kind of a mindset which works on four values. I'm gonna go through values one by one, then we're gonna discuss customer collaboration over contract negotiation. We are saying the way we collaborate with the customer, the way we work with the customer, that is more important than contract negotiation. So, what do I mean by that? Basically, what I want to say that collaborating with the customer, working with the customer is more critical. It is more important than anything else that we do. Okay, how we work with the customer, how we do things with the customer, that is very critical to our project. So customer collaboration over contract negotiation is the first value. Second is basically respond to a change over following a plan. You see, we were discussing in the predictive, in the stakeholder communication team, that plan is critical. Here we are saying that we need to basically go through that. We need to look into that. We need to respond to change instead of following the plan. So both things need to look into that. Third is individual and interaction over processes and tool. So Agile put a great emphasis. It put a great emphasis on the team. We need a self-organizing team. We need those people who can work themselves, who can do their things themselves. Self-organizing. They decide how to do the things, how the things will be conducted. And fourth is working software over comprehensive documentation. Two concepts are very critical in Agile. The one is minimum viable product, and this value correspond to that. Like instead of making the entire thing and then deliver, we make a minimum viable product, we show to the customer, we get the feedback and we improve on it. That is the working software over comprehensive documentation. Whatever you made, give the input, give the output, show to the customer, get their output, improve on it, and keep on doing that. Working software over comprehensive, minimum viable product. The increments basically work in this way. The other concept is team is responsible for the task. Team is responsible how to complete something. Team is responsible, okay, I want to do this thing, how I can do that. Very important concept in that agile. We like to have T type leader. Agile work on the progressive elaboration, and the most important, like these are four values, then there are 12 principles of agile. Okay, and those principles are extension of those four values. Plus we need sustainability and retrospective lesson learn is important throughout the project. So these are the four values, 12 principles. In agile, basically we use mostly Scrum is a framework which works in this way. First you have a sprint, which is basically the entire work is planned inside the sprint. Sprint can be 1 to 4 week, normally 2 weeks. Okay, everything happens in sprint. You have sprint planning, in which you will plan the work what you are going to do in this sprint. You will take items from the product backlog. Product backlog is basically list of all the user stories, prioritized by high value, high risk user story with their story points, like the effort required to complete the user story. From product backlog, you will make your sprint backlog in sprint planning. You will share sprint goal and then you start working 1 to 4 week, normally 2 weeks. Then we will have daily stand ups, 15 minute, same time, same location, what you did yesterday, what you are going to do today. Is there any roadblocks, impediment, issues in that? In the daily stand-ups, we will also have burn up, burn down chart, those information radiators that will show how your progress is moving. Burn down chart. Okay, burn down, or how your progress is going up. We can have task board or we can have Kanban board also. The Kanban board basically will limit the work in progress, how much work we can do at any time. Okay, just looking the progress how we can do. These are called information radiators, which basically we review in the daily stand up. To do in progress completed, let's say I put two work, four, one. So that is Kanban board. Okay. Then in daily stand up, then this will keep on happening till sprint ends. We will have sprint review where you will have demo, where you will show the user stories according to the definition of done. The client will accept according to acceptance criteria. If they accept, it goes into product increment. If it is rejected, it goes back to product backlog. Then you will do grooming of product backlog in the sprint review. And finally, we will have sprint retrospective. Okay. It's a lesson learn meeting where we identify the lesson and we work into that. So we keep taking the things from product to backlog, we keep working into that, and we'll keep moving forward. If you understand the entire thing which is on this one page, it's not clear to you, it is on one page, I guess you are more than enough ready for your agile part. That is more than enough you need to know. So far we have discussed, we made a stakeholder plan, we made communication plan, we made team plan, we discussed about everything you need to know about agile. Then now we are going to go for risk, and we are going to look at the risk part. Okay, so risk is anything that has not yet happened. Okay, risk is probability into impact. Probability can be 0 to 1. Impact when happens can be. So normally we have risk as very low, low, medium, high, very high, things like that. That's how basically risk role actually. Okay, that's how risk work into that way. So we will make risk management plan that will define how the risk process will occur. How risk process will occur. It will also have the risk tolerance, like what is the limit, how much the risk organization can tolerate, what is the threshold limit, after that the risk become a very big, or after that risk becomes small, whatever the risk tolerance in your organization is, what is your threshold. Okay, what is the risk appetite, is your organization risk averse, risk seeker, etc, etc, all goes to risk management plan. Then in risk register, risk management plan has no risk. In risk register, you identify risk, put the risk into the risk register. Then you rank them qualitatively, then quantitatively. Once you have ranked them qualitative and quantitative risk, we will put risk response. There are a bunch of risk response strategies. Depending upon which risk is there, we will put the risk response strategies, both negative and positive risk response strategies are there. If a risk happen in execution, we will implement the risk response. We will look at the risk residual and secondary risk and how those risks occur. Very important risk response strategies and how the risk occur basically. Then we have risk report, that is a summary report of the entire risk meeting. We do risk review meeting, we looked into that, what risk has happened, what is the purpose of that risk, and then we go into depth of that. Risk review meeting is kind of critical, we get the summaries there. And of course, finally we have issue log. Anything that is not planned and it happened, like you did not have a plan and it happened, it goes into issue log. And if you want to handle any issue, you need to raise a change request. That's all you need to know about the risk. I know guys, it's very fast paced, I'm moving very quickly, I'm going into very speedy way. You see, the purpose is here to give you everything in next 10 minutes more. The 45 minutes was promised to you. If you want to go into depth of that, if you want to go into detail of that, I would recommend you that my interactive boot camp, 10x boot camp, is going to start in just 5 days. You can enroll in that, and in the 6 days that we will go through, I will go through each concept. Like each topic will take more than 2 to 3 hours. Here I'm explaining you the entire thing in 45 minutes or 1 hour. In the boot camp, each of these topic, like some of topics, they take 3.5 hours. Every single thing we will go through that in extreme depth. So if you are somebody who wants to go into detail, and of course the end-to-end support will be there for you till you become certified PMP. So every single thing is for you at your arsenal. I'm showing you this thing on your screen right now, the program. If you feel that okay, I need to go into depth of that, so this program is there right now for you, this one. So you can enroll into this program and you can become certified PMP. My number is with you, and you can look into that and we can start working. Let's go back to the topic and let's talk about quality. Quality is what customer pays for, right? We make a quality management plan. We make a quality management plan. In quality management plan, basically we agree with the customer what our standards will be. We use benchmarking. We use benchmarking the standards. Okay, these are the standards we need to follow. We looked at the cost of quality, money that is going to spend for quality purpose, both cost of conformance, money to avoid failures, money because of failures. We'll put both money in the quality management plan. We'll make quality KPI metrics. This will be in planning. Then in execution, we will do inspections and audit to make sure right processes are being followed. Okay, we'll make sure right processes are being followed. We are following the right process by doing audit. It's like checking the things while it is in the process. We will use control chart, we will use inspection, sampling, checklist, check sheet, different tools to identify to get the data. And in control quality, we will use Pareto to list down what are the key defects that we have identified. We will work with them and we will work into that way. Anything that is inspected by the quality and quality says it is good to go, we will call it verified deliverable. Okay, so now we get the verified level. That's what you need to know about quality. Now let's go to the procurement topic. In procurement, so first of all, let me separate it. First of all, why do we do procurement? We do procurement when we want to buy something from outside the organization. We cannot do that, we have to buy it from outside. So of course we'll make procurement plan. We'll make procurement statement of work. What do we want to buy from outside? Okay, we will decide which type of contract we want. Do we want a fixed price contract, or do we want to go for a cost reimbursement? There's also a contract time and material. The time and material contract basically works more for subscription. Once you have decided it, you will send it out to the seller. In conduct procurement, you will sell it out to the sellers to get their input. You will get from them what's their input is. Once you have a bidder conference, you start getting the agreements. We sign the agreement, and in control procurement we basically deliver. We inspect. If we agree on that, we inspect something, we agree on that, we close the procurement, we pay them. If we disagree, then there is a conflict. We try to do what is in the contract. We try to get an arbitrator. Going to the court is always the last step. Very critical part. Procurements are closed throughout the project. Closed throughout the project, not at one end. Procurements are closed throughout the project. So this is quality, uh, risk, quality, procurement at one page. If you have any confusion, feel free to put in the comment. Now, now we will talk about the last three topics: scope, schedule, cost. How those topics worked into that. So let's use this page. Okay. First, we will need to make scope baseline. For that, we will use requirement management plan. We will have requirement management plan that will collect the requirement, how the requirements will be collected according to the product. The entire product requirements will be collected. We will talk to experts, we will look at prototype, context diagram, and we will make requirement traceability matrix, which will have every single requirement for the product. And then we will also classify it using requirement documentation. What the requirements are, the critical requirements for the project, we will put in the requirement documentation. Then, using the scope management plan, we will put the filter and we will make project scope statement. Now, project scope statement, once approved, that's the most critical thing. Everything that you need in the project must be in the project scope statement. That's kind of a critical thing that we need to look into that. That if something is not in the project scope statement, okay, that is actually not in your project. So then we will divide the work that we just made. We'll make WBS, work breakdown structure. Okay, the lowest part of the WBS will called work package. This is entire WBS. We will get WBS dictionary to explain every single thing in it. Okay, WBS dictionary, WBS and project scope statement. Once that is approved, that is called scope baseline. Once the scope baseline is approved, it consists of project scope statement, WBS, and WBS dictionary. Once it is approved, you cannot change in anything. You need to raise a change request to change it. You raise a change request once that is approved, then you can do anything into it. That is, you need to know anything, all everything about scope. Then schedule. You'll make a schedule management plan that will define your schedule tolerance, how the schedule will look for your project, what schedule software you are going to use. Are you going to use predictive, iterative, which methodology you will use? We will start with define activities. We'll divide the work package into activity list, activity attributes, and milestone list. Then activity attributes will define what type of relationship we will have. Finish to start, start to start, start to finish, or finish to finish. We will look at dependencies, mandatory dependencies, internal, external, both, as well as discretionary dependencies. Then we will identify for each activity duration using analogous estimation, same based on the past. Parametric estimation, statistical relationship, bottom up estimation, moving bottom to up, and part analysis, or also known as 3 point estimation, optimistic, pessimistic, most likely, triangular or optimistic plus 4 most likely, pessimistic. We will use those things. Once we have duration, we will use critical path. We will use critical path analysis to calculate the duration. A, B, C, D, E. Okay, I need to put it in dustbin that not to use it again. And let's say 4, 5, 10, 3, 6. So we will have A, B, D, E, A, C, D, E. Whichever is the longest path, 14, 14 plus 3, 17, 17 plus 6, 23, and that will be 20, 18. So that is the longest path. That becomes your critical path. That is non-critical path. Difference between critical and non-critical will become your float. Once you, this is your schedule baseline. It cannot be changed. If you want to change, if you want to do small, you need to raise a change request. There are two methods to reduce the schedule compression: crashing and fast tracking. In crashing, you basically add resources. In fast tracking, you basically make the resources parallel. Then you have resource optimization technique, resource leveling, where you change the schedule according to the resources, and resource smoothing, which is basically more of adjusting the schedule, but making the baseline as fixed. Guys, give me 1 second. Okay, so resource labeling, resource smoothing we discussed. Okay, then the score schedule is done. Now we come to the cost topic. Okay, cost topic, we will have a cost management plan. Cost management plan will tell you how the cost process will work, which currency to use, how we are going to do financing. Okay, how we are going to do financing, we will look into that. What your funding limit reconciliation will be, what how the funding limits will work into that. And you will make cost baseline. Cost baseline will be very simple: cost of activities plus contingency reserve, money set aside to handle risk. Project budget will be cost baseline plus management reserve. So you will go into that way. Now we want to measure how we are doing by schedule or how we are doing by cost. So we will use earned value analysis. Like we use uh, schedule variance is earned value minus planned value, and cost variance is earned value minus actual cost. We also use SPI, earned value divided by planned value, and CPI, earned value divided by actual cost. Both should be, it should be positive. For if it is greater than one, positive, it's a good thing. If it's less than one, it's a bad thing. Then if we want to calculate how much more money is needed, we have estimate at completion. Okay, so this is cost topic, and that's actually completes your entire project management. So if we go back to where we started, now we have, once you have the plan, we discussed all the documents. In execution, you implement the plan. You implement the plan. You don't measure anything, you just implement the plan. Handle team issues, which we discuss in the team topic. Engage the stakeholders, work with them. If there's a problem, we need to look into that way. You implement that, handle issues, etc., etc. Train the team members, that's very important. Engage the stakeholder, conduct the procurement, communicate with them, do the work. In monitoring and control, we do compare, variance analysis, plan, what was your plan and how you worked, and we'll generate work performance report. Work performance report will be your summary report, how the thing worked into that. Please remember, everything that is communicated to the project, even this report will be there. In addition to that, if the plan is not right, if you need to raise a change request, all the change request will be happen in monitoring and control in perform integrated change control process. The change will raise, you will, once the change control board approve the change, you will implement the change in execution. Changes are implemented in the execution. Once everything is approved and the client says, okay, now this is what I needed, this was what was my requirement, I approve this thing. Then finally, once the deliverable is accepted according to scope baseline, the client says, I'm ready to do that. You go to the sponsor, ask approval for closing. Once you give the closing, you make a final report, check the benefit management plan, share the final report, release the team, celebrate the success, update your OPS, organizational process assets, EEF, and release the team. That's your entire PMP in almost 45 minutes or so. Now, I know that I am with you, that this is too much. This was very quick. Some of the things maybe need to be slowed down. Some of the things you are not clear to you at all. I am with you. I totally agree with you. So that is why I invite you to join the program that is going to start in just 5 days. Now, that I am most fascinated about this program is that this program covers every single thing that you will be needing for your PMP. What do I mean by that? You see, I'm going to show you why in the next 30 minutes or so, why you should join the program, and how basically we looked into that way, what things are there in the program, how, and I'm going to share you my 7 step formula, how we have basically worked with the students, how they become certified PMP. Okay, first thing first, I just want to share with you, thank you first of all very much for hanging with me as of now. And you have been somebody who are committed, so I like to congratulate you on your commitment, that you are listening here and you are here with me on this day. So let's go. First of all, the I want to share, this will be the entire program. Okay. Now, what is the seven-step formula? How it is based on the seven-step process? Now, let's go into that way. Let's look into that patent area. Okay. So you see, the most important thing that I want to share with you is that when you need a training, when you want to become PMP, we already discussed you need 35 PTUs, right? You need 35 PTUs. So our program will start with the 6 days training. Okay, our program will start with the 6 days training that you need. The first thing, the first thing will be 35 PDUs that will be provided to you. I want to share something which I haven't shared with you before. I'm PMI authorized training provider instructor, which means ATP. So every single thing that you will be needing, everything that you have that you need, we will give you PMI official course. Yes, you heard me right. You will get official PMI course. So in case that you need something, that thing is according to your requirement. And you know that something is genuine. The PDUs that you are getting, the PDUs are from PMI itself. So the 35 PDUs that you will get in the program, you will get the PDUs directly from PMI. So why I'm sharing with you? What is the purpose of sharing you this thing? So that you know that okay, the training material, the things I'm getting, that thing is genuine, that thing is for me, and PMI is actually testifying it. If you want the free training material, I actually have a 12 hours video that is more than enough for your entire PMP. I can give you free. I can give you my free Udemy course if you want to prepare it yourself. I want to request here. Your time is the most precious asset for you. Don't waste that time by maybe wasting on multiple other things. If you are somebody who's looking for minimum cost, I'm gonna recommend you just ping me on my number. I'm gonna send you my free course. I'm gonna give it to you free. On my Udemy course is free for the first 300 people. I'll share it with you guys. But if you want to somebody who wants to go in depth, then the program that is starting on Friday is for you. So we start with 35 PDUs. Then comes the next and the most critical thing of my program. Here comes my daily follow up. Now, what is daily follow up, and why do I give so much value to daily follow up? You see, no matter from where you have taken the training, no matter how you have studied, you need somebody who can support you. You need somebody who can walk with you, who can guide you. The daily follow up makes sure those things. I will personally do, and I'll show you in my WhatsApp and daily the follow up that currently I'm doing it. How we are doing the follow up, how we are working with the students, how we are understanding the requirements of the student, why the students need those things, and what is the best and most effective way. So daily follow up is the key, is the holy grail, I would say, that you will get. And then we have the most important thing. You took the training on somebody. Now there is no sport. There is, if you want to learn how to solve question answers, okay, the training can be great. People may have done the best training, but there is no coaching call. There is nobody there to work with you. So in our programs, we do three coaching calls for the Gulf countries. And if you are in EST, we have also added one more coaching call. So four coaching call: Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Yes, four coaching call. Each coaching call will be 1 hour coaching call. We will have question answer sessions, how you want to solve, what you have worked, what are the things, how you can improve. Uh, all those things will be there in the coaching call. Every single thing that you need to understand, that you need to get better, that you need the support, I will be there to work with you. These are the things that will help you to become PMP. And then of course, one of the most important things is that you get a customized roadmap. You get a customized roadmap according to your requirement. I'm a big believer that everybody learns at a different pace. Everybody needs to understand in a different context. Everybody needs a different roadmap. So the customized roadmap, the roadmap that is designed for you, will help you into that patterned way. And I want to share this roadmap with you. I want to take this opportunity and maybe that much things that you need for your program. A customized roadmap is the name of the game. You get a roadmap that works for you. And then, of course, I wanted to make sure that this program is an end-to-end program. You will get the best simulator in the market. Okay. And of course, my most important asset, the PMP aspirant group. You will be added into the PMP aspirant group. So, what I'm trying to share here is basically I am taking you through the entire journey. I am working with you through a customized roadmap, to daily follow up, through coaching calls, through a PMP aspirant group. I will show you what the PMP mastermind or the aspirant group you is. That is the, I would say, that is my biggest asset, because every single student contribute there, learn through it, and work into that. Hang on for just 2 4 minutes. I will actually show you what that is, how the PMP aspirant group works. I will show you how the follow-up works. I'll show you how basically I'm working with them. Every single thing is there today for you. And of course, the simulator, just the amazing simulator. 3,000, 4,000 questions there, but you don't have to solve 3,000, 4,000 questions. That is why we discuss the customized roadmap. That is why we are talking about how the roadmap works, how the things are there. And the final thing, you see, it's an end-to-end program from day one when you start till you become certified PM. It's an end-to-end program. So that is why I'm even going and working with you till the last day. Till the last day I'm working with you. Till the last day I'm looking at, okay, what do you need, what are the things that are the most requirement thing into that way. So every single thing is designed for you. Every single thing is worked for you, the entire 7 step formula. Now, if we talk about this program, if I just talked about daily follow up, if I talked about just daily follow up, this thing should cost minimum $2,000. Minimum, it should be minimum $2,000 without any doubt, because the work I will be working with you, okay, the work I will be doing with you, it should be $2,000. The daily follow up, this is just priceless. Okay, it's coaching call. If you, let's say, if you want to join my each coaching call, it is $100. We do 4 coaching call, and normally people join like clear PMP in 2 months. Okay, so that is $1,000. That is $1,000, just straightforward. That is $1,000. If you ask a customized roadmap according to your requirement, it's again almost $200. This PMP aspirant group, this is priceless. Okay, this is just priceless. I cannot put dollar amount to it. And simulator, if you want it, it is available for $300. Final day tips, this is just priceless. All these things, more than $5,000, you get it in $699 today. If you join the program, you get every single thing today in $699. This is the beauty of the program. This is the reason why I want you to join the program. And of course, you don't have to read any book in my program. I never mentioned that I'm an author. This book that is becoming the bestseller on Amazon. Now we are going to print the third edition. We had printed like first 500 copies, then 2,000 copies. All copies are sold out. Now I'm gonna print 5,000 more of these copies. You will get that, but you don't have to read my book or any book in this program. So every single thing that you need to pass in the PMP program is at your headstone. The only thing that is stopping you from joining is just you have to make a decision. Okay, I want to take my career to next level. I want to move towards a better position. I am somebody who wants to go to the next level. If you are somebody who wants to go to the next level, then this is the program for you. Let me take you through the entire journey one time. What happens basically when you join the program? Okay, let me take you through that. So you join the program. Let's say you register for the program today. Okay, so let's say you register for the program today. Okay, so you are in the program, you are at this, you today just register for the program. I will have a call with you, not my team. I will have a one-to-one call with you, and I will share the pre-training material with you, how the pre-training material will work. Then we will have 6 days class, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 1 week break, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 2 weeks of classes. Then you will get after the training. Now, this is the most beautiful thing after the training. After the training, you get your customized roadmap, how you want to study. You will join the coaching calls, 3 to 4 question answer session. You will do on my simulator questions. I'll do the root cause analysis with you. You will do the root cause. We will discuss in the coaching call. If any confusion is there, you will submit the application. Once application is approved, you get that. Once you keep on doing it, I will do the final evaluation. I will give you go ahead. You will give the exam, and we will celebrate your success. Now let me show you this entire roadmap in action. Actually, how this happened. Om Prakash cleared PMP yesterday, basically from UAE in less than 1.5 months, and so many other students cleared it before. Let me show you basically how the simulator work. First of all, this is my simulator. How does that simulator works? So of course you need a registration link, things of those nature. Once you are registered, you get the simulator. Okay, you get the people questions, 60 people question, 6 set. You get a chapter question, like let's say for agile, you get a 50 questions here, like all those things. Okay, then let's go to the fundamental questions. Just want to show you how the simulator work. So we have 24 question, the timer is running there. Let's say you solve the question, you finish the test. It will tell your score. Plus, now that's the beautiful thing that I really loved about this. It will, where it goes, it goes to your score will also come here. Your score will also come here. So you also get a database into that. So straightforward, a beautiful simulator for you that you will get into the program. Now I want to show you something interesting. Even before you join the class, even before uh, you join the class, even before you join the class, what basically I'm doing with you, how I'm working with you. This is a batch that is starting this week. Okay, this is the batch that is starting this weekend. Okay, so let me show you what I'm doing even before the class starts, how much interaction I have there. Okay, this is today morning. I'm telling them 5 days left in the batch. Please watch this video. Look into that. And once you do that, having a personal message with me, and then I'm having a one-to-one interaction even with the students whose class is starting. Right? Just look at that. This is my interaction. Now let me show you my golden mind, my mastermind group. Why I say that it's golden mine. Now here a guy asked a question. Okay, this is the question. I'm not clear. 24/7. 24/7 you will get there. Here Ashraf is from Saudi Arabia. He's answering the question to the student who is in Canada throughout the. It's not just one thing. Here Abid in Pakistan answering the question to somebody who's in Qatar. Throughout the session, you will see this is happening, and this is my biggest asset. This is my biggest asset, I would say that. And of course, we are doing daily follow up with the team member. We are sharing the daily follow up with the team members, what they do, how they are studying. I'll show you one team member. Okay, let me show you one follow up. How aggressive follow up we do. Jawad. Now let me just show you a conversation with Jawad from yesterday. He's asking, I'm having a discussion. He's a bad student, right? Not one-to-one student. We are working with that way. And you see more a lot of messages are there, which I will be discussing it after the class. So every single thing, end-to-end program is there. End-to-end program is there till you become certified. And of course, the program is backed by money back guarantee. If you feel that okay, still something is missing, I need a little bit of guarantee. The program is backed by money back guarantee. The program is backed by money back guarantee. So you have nothing to be fear about. Okay, God forbid if I fail. If you fail, I'll pay your examination fees. I'll pay your examination fees, or I'll keep coaching you till you become certified PMP. So what do you have to worry about? What you have to worry about? Let's start working. Register now. The link is there. You can check the link or you can ping me, and we will have you PMP in no time. If you have any question, feel free to ask. Okay, so thank you very much, everybody, for joining the session. I wish you best of luck, and I hope you have enjoyed it. Bye-bye. Adnan, Chetan, Jigar, Jiku, Ajit, Samad, Jarat, Anu, Akil, Mohammed Faisal, Jay Prakash, Mohsin, Mufi, Priti, Priya, Ajit, Tushar, Ubaid, Jiku, Sir Wasim, Sir Irfan, Sayyid, Vishnu, Kam, Mohammed, Vandana, Vel Kumar, Ali Raza, Edwin, Chandra, Mohammed, Imran, Sir Arfat, Deepak, Adnan, Ajay, Batul, Ibrahim, Murli, Rizwan, Sachin, Sujit, Pomple, Riya, Sayyid, Faisal, Harun, Khan, Vinay, Javed, Sanger, Farid, Pradeep, Prem, Abhishek, Amer. Well, congratulations, Muhammad, Parita, Nabil, Chitra, Talaj, Harsh, congratulations, Manish, Amar, Adirul, Palisa, Aslam, Atif, Grace, Greg, Back, Sachin, Kamal, Bashkar, Rohit, Patis, Vikshit, Vyas, Saurav, Siddhartha, Nadir, Tarek, Venkat, तो हरी पसंद है मंसूर रेहाना विजय विशाल अर्जुन असद इलियास खान कांग्रेचुलेशन एंथनी अरविंद हसान जी वसीम मंगेश राज अकबर परना संकल्प विषय ईश्वरी अफजाल विवेक हसीब हामिद लीश पल्लवी अनम फैसल बुरहान हुसैन मतीन पांडे सैयद खलील मुनीफ हसन गुप्ता आशा अजय इकेन पूजा तलहा विजय अमजद जाफरी हसन सुजित अमित बीबी राजू पवन उमर मान वेंकटेश अहमद गुप्ता शीश मैरी शॉन जमाल तुलसीदास अनान मोहसिन नदीम अली इसाम कवैस अजीम मंसूर शकील केरिया हसन रियाज हुसैन बेटी प्रदीप मीना आसमा दुर्गा शरीफ अली अल बलूच कांग्रेचुलेशन माय फ्रेंड सलमान सुबह